What is up, guys? Jordan here with the Deck Box, coming back to you tonight with some more Ptcgo. Before I hop into this list and to some matches, I want to just run through a few quick things with you guys. So Eric and I have been talking. Obviously, we're loving putting out this content for you guys. But what we're going to try to do now that we're kind of in the swing of things is we're going to try to set up a schedule for ourselves so that it may not be where we get a video every single day. But what we're planning on doing is I guess condensing the amount of days that we're putting out videos. That way we can get some more quality videos to you guys. And obviously we both have quite a bit going on with our lives, so it's not always the easiest thing to get these out, and we don't want to seem like we're rushing them or just pumping them out or whatever. So we are going to be working on a schedule over the next probably week or two, trying to figure out what days we think would be good to put out content for you guys, what content that will be. And from there, we'll start to actually have like a structure to this, potentially. And like I said, it's really just so we can put out quality content for you guys, and so we're not killing ourselves trying to pump something out, and we don't want to pump stuff out just for the sake of pumping it out. So I hope that makes sense. You know, we want the quality to be there, and we want to continue to enjoy it. And so we will continue to put videos out, but like I said, we're going to get ourselves set on a schedule and make things happen. So tonight, something I've really been wanting to do for a long time. This was a deck that I covered in one of our tabletop matches. I did an IRL deck profile and a tabletop match against Erika with this deck. So what I'll be doing, I'll actually pop a link in the description to both of those videos so you guys can check those out. I'm going to run through this list. I'm not going to get super detailed with it like I typically would, because there is an IRL deck profile, and so that'll give you guys a chance to check that out. A little bit more, I guess, explanation of why we play the cards that we play in that list. And then, of course, the tabletop match, so you can see how it performs. But I wanted to hop online and play some games with it, because obviously if you see it against Erika, it's only against one deck in those matches, so I want you to see it against some other decks that may be in the meta as well. So without further ado, we're going to hop in this list real quick. I'll just, like I said, real briefly explain why I play what I play and how it does against other decks. So obviously, since this is a Metagross deck, we do run a 4-2-4 line, and it's just for that geotech system, really. Once during your turn before you attack, you may attach a Psychic or Metal Energy card from your discard pile to your active Pokemon. Giga Hammer, 2 Metal, and a colorless for 150. This Pokemon can't use Giga Hammer during your next turn. And Algorithm GX, search your deck for up to 5 cards and put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. So this is typically the core of a Metagross deck, because it's Metagross, obviously. And you'll focus a lot on Geotech system. You'll use Giga Hammer, you'll pay your 3 retreat cost, and just put another Metagross up there and keep pumping energy. And that's typically the core. This deck, though, is more focused around Necrozma, and it's Prismatic Burst attack and Black Ray GX. So Prismatic Burst, you discard all psychic energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 60 more damage for each card you discard in this way. So based on the attack cost, if you have 3 psychic, you're doing 190 damage, and you just discard those right away. And then there's Black Ray GX, where you get to attack for 100 damage on each of your opponent's GX or EX Pokemon. So you can obviously see how this is a great card, because right now we are in a format where there's a ton of EXs and GXs. And then on top of that, a lot of our GXs right now are stage 1s and stage 2s. So once you hit them for 100, you can then bring your Espeon EX out, use Miraculous Shine, and devolve all them, taking multiple prizes at once and disrupting your opponent. The reason I wanted to make this deck more Necrozma focused is because obviously Metagross can take care of himself against matches like Guardy, Ninetales, things like that. He's hitting for that metal weakness. But for now, there's a lot of fire decks out there that are just, they're fire. I mean, they're doing really, really well. You've got Volcanion decks, whether it be with Turtonator or Ho-Oh or both, or Ho-Oh Salazzle. Fire is just out there and it's prominent. And until the new Solgaleo comes out, I think like in February or something, we're not going to really have a way to counter that. So for now, it's kind of it's a really good deck against the best deck, but it's a really bad deck against like the second and third best decks, you know, so it makes things difficult for it, and that's why we play the Necrozmas. Really, we do a heavy 3 count of them because they can easily take on those fire decks. You leave your Metagrosses on the bench. Obviously, there's Gizmos. I understand that. It's not a foolproof setup, but it does do really, really well, and I actually do take wins against those fire decks because we can set up fairly quickly, despite being a stage 2 deck. So that's why we play such a heavy count of those. This is more of a Necrozma-focused deck with Metagross as the support, kind of like a Ptcgo type thing, where you have your basic attacker, and then your stage 2 will beef you up. We do play 2 Tapu Lele for the Wonder Tag ability, just to be able to get our supporter. 1 Alolan Vulpix, just to be able to grab whatever 2 Pokemon we want to get set up. 3 Field Blower. Obviously, we're focusing a lot on our ability to be able to set up our energy, so we don't want those Garbodors to be shutting off our ability, so we do play a heavy count of the Field Blower. 1 Heavy Ball. This is just to get our Metagross or our Metangs. They both have 3 retreat costs. I want to play more of these, but it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because you do want energy in your discard pile at some point, so you do need to use Ultra Balls just to get that energy in there. So I figured 1 Heavy Ball count works because you're not always going to have energy to put in there, and you're not always going to need to put the energy in there because you'll eventually have what you need. Next, we play 4 Max Potion. This deck is great at taking hits, whether it be your Metagross, who have 250 HP, so they're probably not going to get one shot unless it's by Fire Pokemon. So you're able to just Max Potion it right back off. It doesn't matter if you lose energy, you can get it right back with Geotech system, so it really kind of pairs nicely. And then Necrozma has 180, not the best, but I mean, it's pretty big. So if it doesn't get hit completely, you just Max Potion and you're good to go. Next, we play 4 Rare Candy. Obviously, we have to go from Beldum to Metagross, make things quicker. So we do play a heavy count of those, along with our 3 Skyla, essentially giving us 7 outs to that potential. 1 Rescue Stretcher, and we are using our fancy new gold one that we got in the pulls the other day. I'll actually leave a link to that in the description as well, so you guys can see those pulls. It was a fun time with Erika. We not only did it's like 120, 130 packs, but we also sat, we talked about some things going on in Pokemon right now. It's just a fun little discussion time before our pre-release. 3 Ultra Ball. This is obviously just search out our Pokemon. And like I said, it serves 2 purposes. It also gets our energy into the discard pile. That is really what we're going for. 2 Bridget. This is to guarantee that we get our Beldum set up, maybe a Necrozma, a Vulpix, whatever the case may be, depending on what deck we're playing against. So what we're aiming for on turn 1 is a Tapu Lele or a Bridget, so that we can get Bridget set up and ready to go. With this deck, you really need to fill your bench fast because that's how you're going to get to your Metagrosses, so that you can use your ability to attack. Next, we do play 2 Gizmo. I typically like to play 3, and if I find a space for it, I'll probably bump this to 3 at some point. Just not sure what I would do. So far, this works pretty well because you do have Necrozma who can spread damage, so it's not a huge deal if there's something in the active that it can't hit. We don't always have to Gizmo around things. Like, a lot of decks have to Gizmo around the new Alolan Ninetales. We don't have to worry about that because we have Metang, and Metang can one-shot it for the same cost that it would cost a Metagross to attack. So we have that out, so we don't need as many Gizmos to get around that. Next, we do play 4N. This is just for consistency, as well as our 3 Sycamore. And typically, we're going to try to Sycamore away as much energy as possible while trying to conserve our other resources, whether it be our Ultra Balls, rare Candies, other supporters. The list goes on and on. We do play 2 Choice Band. This may be something I choose to cut later on, but right now it just makes so much sense. Obviously, with Necrozma, we can ramp up our damage pretty quickly. If you get 4 energy on there, you're actually swinging for 250, which is enough to take down anything other than a Metagross because it does have resistance. But even if you wanted to ramp a little bit more, you use your GX attack first and then hit, you're going to be able to take your KOs. You can do what you want. Really, the main reason I play the Choice Bands is so that my Metagrosses can hit for 180, so they can take down things like Tapu Bulu, Tapu Kokos, Tapu Leles, things like that. Necrozmas, whatever the case may be. Anything 180 or less, Metagross can actually one-shot them. That's really why I play it, just to kind of help with that. Like I said, I may make adjustments to that in the future, but for right now, it just seems to make good sense. And then for our energy count, we do play 5 metal and 6 psychic. Like I said, this is more Necrozma heavy. In the past, I've played a list with like 1 Necrozma, and it'll have like 9 metal and then like 2 psychic energy, just to be able to use Tapu Lele's GX attack, or just whatever the case may be, just to have that little bit there. But since we're doing more of a heavy Necrozma, I figured I'd up the psychic energy count. So that is the list, and now we're just going to hop onto the versus ladder for a little bit and try to grab a couple games here. I'm actually waiting up right now for some clothes to finish washing for tomorrow, so that I can actually get up and do things. So I figured I'd mess around on Ptcgo a little bit. This is a list that I love. I want to say I'm considering it for tournaments right now, but with so many fire decks out there, it just right now just isn't a good meta call, in my opinion. Like I said, when that new Solgaleo comes out, if you don't know what it does, it makes it to where all of your Pokemon have no weakness. And it attacks for like a double colorless, I think, so it fits into literally any deck that you want it to, which is really interesting. I'm really excited to see how that plays out. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be till like February when it comes out, so it's going to be a little while, but I'm super excited for that, because when it does, this deck is going to be good all of a sudden. So I'm very happy about that. Oh man, I don't even know what I'd want to grab. I hate to do it, but I think I use Skyla to grab a supporter for next turn, as much as I hate to do it. Yeah. Oh, did I prize 2? I prized 2 Necrozmas, guys. Oh, rip. That sucks. Prized a max potion. Yeah, prized a max potion. Wow. And prized some energy there. What I'll actually do too, this seems weird, but I'm gonna use this, just pay retreat, start getting stuff into my discard pile. It's really late right now, so if I make any silly moves, that may be why, but yeah, you gotta work with what you got whenever you can't get that turn 1 Bridget, and that starting hand was just awful. If I can top deck a Metagross, I'll be very happy. You know, I can start to do something with it, but until then, it's just a rough time right now. Speaking of rough time, they're playing Lycanroc with that Rockruff there, so this will be interesting to see. They're probably, can't remember if they had, I don't think they had Darkness typing. It could very well be the Lycanroc Zoroark deck, but who knows? I need to grab that Necrozma. I'll grab Vulpix so I can get my my Metagrosses out next turn, or at least one of them. Actually, I will be able to get 2 because I can Skyla for the other rare candy. So as long as I don't get end, we're in a good spot. And I've got 2 psychic energy in the discard pile, which is great. I can use Necrozma at some point. These all have 180. I believe Lycanroc has 200. Looks like he's going to try to take out my Beldum here. Oh boy. That is fine. He's swinging for 130. Let's do it. Got 2 in there. Alright, that was probably a misplay. Probably should have put Vulpix in the active. And I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. Because I can still Geotech onto the Necrozma and retreat. And then it still just ends up right back where it needs to be. So really, that's what's another good thing about this deck is, like, I mean, obviously depending on your situation, but certain times you're not really in a bad spot if you make a misplay as far as who you're putting into the active. So, yeah. Grab another one of these guys. And I'll grab a Lele just in case I choose to use a different supporter than the N. I don't necessarily want to Ultra Ball for that, so we'll see how it plays out. Alright, they're going to end us anyway, that's fine. We did not have a great hand. We really just need an energy, because he's probably going to KO our Vulpix. We did not get an energy. Oh boy. And we need it to be a psychic energy to take this down. And there's a choice band, that's good news. I'm actually going to Sycamore. I'll use my rescue stretcher to get these guys back. Alright, so we do get our psychic energy. That's great news. We will Geotech. Alrighty. Prismatic Burst taking the KO. Excuse me. And what's great is we get that energy off, so it's not like it's restricted to that Necrozma. We can move it around if we get something else in the active. Obviously, with Lycanroc's ability, it can be problematic for us. And I wonder if he's going to slide something up. Oh, he's not. Really surprised. I guess he's just going to try to hit our Necrozmas. Let me see. We need another Psychic Energy. Really wish we had another Metagross set up. That is our biggest issue right now. And he's actually hitting for 150 with these guys out. No. Yeah, 150. So if he gets a choice band on that Lycanroc, we're actually in trouble. It's got to hit my mouth. So he's at 160 now. Okay. If he plays that down, I imagine he will. Okay. Alright, no choice band. And we have a max potion anyway, so I'm not concerned with that. Whoop. Let's do that. And I think... Oh, he's gonna scoop? Why would he scoop? He's actually not doing terrible. I guess the max potion kind of put him over the top. So there you go. You can see that Necrozma kind of ramps up its damage a little bit. 220 just with the 3 base energy attached and a choice band, which was not difficult to attain. We didn't do great on getting our Metagross set up, but that is okay. Like I said, it's kind of easy to work around. And we got some chests there, so we'll open those up at the end of the video. Probably grab 1 or 2 more matches, depending on how long this one goes. That last one was not very long at all. Just a few turns, but that's okay. It's late, so who knows how long it could take to get someone up and running on here. Looks like Pokemon's not letting people play. Oh, there we go. Okay, perfect. It looks like, so Grass Psychic. Is this, oh man, this could be the new Shining Genesect Venusaur, and that is a tough deck right there to play against. Maybe tough right now because people don't know how to play against it yet. That is a bad start. Oh no, I guess not. I mean, I got my Lele's to get my Bridget turn 1, and second turn I can use for Skyla for rare candies. Okay, not bad. Yep, it is the Shining Genesect Venusaur list, which I really want to play. I need to keep trying to trade online for some Shining Genesects. I've got pretty much all I need as far as Venusaurs go. That wasn't too difficult to obtain. So we have rare candy. We might actually be able to get two Metagross out next turn. That would be nice. Let's see what we prized here. We prized one Beldum. We prized two Metagross and a Necrozma. Wow. That is just awful. I mean, the good news is we're starting with a ton of energy, so we can start to set up our energy, and we can start to set up our energy, and we can discard energy as well. The problem is we're weak to Psychic. They're playing Psychic, and they can ramp up too. We just need to ramp up faster. So that will be our goal next turn, which shouldn't be hard, actually. We'll be able to do it. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm happy with this. We'll definitely be able to get an attack off this next turn, since we're hitting for weakness. It'll be... We actually only need 2 of our energy on Prismatic Burst to be Psychic, because then we're hitting for 130 base, 260 with the weakness, which is awesome. And they're going to hit us for 60 this turn, unless they get a choice band. Now, actually, this is going to sound weird, but that Altar of the Moon actually kind of hurts us because it reduces our retreat cost. We want to pay our retreat cost in this deck because we want that energy to go to the discard so we can cycle through it. So, I mean, if we're using our Prismatic Burst attack, though, and we just keep cycling through and taking knockouts, it's not a big deal if we're in the active with our Necrozma. I don't like that he's out there with Mewtwo right now, but I don't know why they're playing Mewtwo with Venusaur. I think Venusaur just works for the grass energy, so maybe they're playing 2 types of energy. Alright, so we're seeing 60 damage. That is fine. No problem. And we get another Skyless, so we're going to be able to get... that's what we'll do. Okay. Yeah, this could work. We will Heavy Ball for one of our Metagross. Rare Candy. And then we will actually just grab some Matangs here. We don't have to worry about our Rare Candy next turn. Hopefully off these first 2 prizes we can get one of our Metagross that we prized. Next turn we have a Lele, we can Sycamore. And like I said, we only need 2 of those to be Psychic, which is great. And we'll start off by taking 2 prizes. I wonder if Black Ray hits for weakness. I don't think it does. I'll need to check that. Alright, so we did not get... it's not affected by weakness or resistance. Okay, that's fine. I know Choice Band makes a difference, but wouldn't matter in that case. So we don't really need our Vulpix anymore, so we can discard that. I hate getting rid of a Rescue Stretcher, but I know we're only 2 prizes ahead, so I know it's pretty preemptive, but we're in a good spot, I would say. I do need to use the Lele, though, because I need to get that Sycamore to get some more Psychic energy. Or another Necrozma so I can just get the Psychic energy back out. I would love to get a Psychic off this draw. And then, let's see, what could I do here? I could... No, I can't sit and mix and match everything. I'll attach here. It stinks whenever you want to use like you need to do 2 different things with supporters and you just can't make it work just right. Rip. Okay, we get the Ultra Ball, so that's good. I don't think we'll need the Espeon in this match. We'll get rid of an N. Grab Metagross, and we'll take another KO here, and we'll be able to just keep cycling through energy. And the good thing is, even if a Necrozma, or not Necrozma, a Metagross ends up being active against like a Mewtwo, for instance, it's not going to make a difference because we're resistant by 20, which can be pretty substantial, especially with our amount of energy. Do that. And what I find a lot of times, depending on the matchup, like obviously if we're playing against like a Volcanion or something like that, we don't need to use our Black-Ray GX because we're going to hit for that damage anyway. Same with Ptcgo, same with decks like this with Mewtwo. So the GX tag is pretty unimportant in those matchups, which is great. But, ooh, what do I want to do? I guess I just ramp up and now I wouldn't be able to take the KO. I need to draw a Psychic Energy, so I max potion. I could actually Guzma up something and take a KO with Metagross, but I think I need to get the 2 prizes instead. So I just needed Psychic Energy, and I get it, no problem. We've dug through our deck pretty well so far. We will Geotech. So this has been our biggest hiccup. It's not anything that we did, but prizing 2 Metagross really kind of hurt us. I mean, if we had our third one out here, it would just be busted. And see, they realize that it just arrived right here with that attack. It's pretty nasty. So that, again, another quick match because you just get that energy ramped up and they just decide, you know what, I'm good, I'll pass. So I'll hit one more game. Those first 2, I'd say, were fairly quick. We only got to take out 2 prizes in the first game, 3 in the second, all with Necrozma because Necrozma's good. The fact that you can control your own damage output is pretty incredible, and I like that that's how some of our cards are right now. Whether it be Gardevoir hitting for an extra 30 for each energy, or Necrozma an extra 60 for each that they discard. It's just really, I love that type of damage output. Shining Genesect, same way. That Mewtwo that was in that deck, it's all about the energy, and the more that you get ramped up, the faster you get ramped up, the better you're doing. So I really like that combo. And another good thing with Metagross or Necrozma, obviously Metagross is going to have a good time against Guardy, but even Necrozma can do fairly well because when you use its attack, you're discarding that energy. So you're taking away 90 damage that they otherwise would have had, and you can potentially one-shot them. So that's always a big plus. Really, all you need is one more energy from what you would normally attack with, and you can ramp all that up in one turn. Excuse me while I crack open a soda. So this looks like the Salazzle Lurantis, that Lurantis promo, excuse me, that does like an extra 20 damage for your fire Pokemon. So that could be a pretty interesting matchup because, let's see, the Salazzle GX has like 200 or 210 HP. So I will need a choice band with 3 energy or 4 energy, and it will be good. Interesting to discard a DCE. Really interesting. Okay. Great. So we're gonna get, dang, 2 Guzmas. I hate to do it. I'm gonna get rid of a Guzma and a rare candy. We've got 3 more rare candies. Whether or not they're in our prizes, we do not know. So we prized a Beldum. Prize 1 Metagross, that's not terrible like last time. We're going to get a Lele to get our Bridget. We got Oliver Necrozma. We prized 1 Bridget, that's fine. We only need 1. Prized a Sycamore. Prized a Skyla. And I think we prized a couple energy. Or no, just 1 metal. So we get that Lele. We're getting our turn 1 Bridget. And next turn we have an N to follow up with. So I am okay with that. And so this is one of those matchups, obviously, where Necrozma is going to make the difference because it's going to be very difficult for a Pokemon like Metagross to be able to take down a Salazzle. It's just, it just doesn't make sense because what does Salazzle hit? Like a base 110? So I know even that doesn't one-shot a Metagross, which is pretty good that it doesn't. But that Choice Band, that's going to bump it to 140 base, total of 280 against our Metagross. It's not going to stand a chance. So it's good that we have Necrozma out there, but I mean, Salazzle's going to be hitting for 130 right out of the gate. Now their GX attack doesn't really hurt us, so that's fine. 160. Oh, because it has the Lurantis. Sorry, I was trying to figure out why it was 160. Okay, so this might be the L we take, guys. Hate to say it. I think we get rid of Lele and N. Grab ourselves a Metagross. We have no energy in the discard, and that is a very bad spot to be in. We'll click done. So they are going to take a KO. We'll just put our other Necrozma up there. Excuse me. We'll be able to use one Geotech. If we can get another Metagross out this turn and one Psychic Energy and a Choice Band, we can take a KO. And I know that's a lot to ask for. We do have our Sycamore plus whatever we top deck, so it's possible. Oh, but he's gonna Guzma. I bet he's just gonna take down. He's just gonna start taking down Metagrosses. He's going hard. Man, that's gonna really hurt us too. Okay. Off there too. That's gonna cause us problems if they keep gizmoing up our Metagross that we're trying to protect on our bench. Alright, so we need a Metagross, Rare Candy, Choice Band, Psychic Energy. No big deal. And actually, we get our Metagross, so that's good. But we're gonna have to get one Psychic into the discard, so we're gonna need Ultra Ball with the Psychic Energy. Not gonna get it. Wow, man, that hurts. That hurts bad. We'll heal it off. Committing the energy doesn't hurt us because we could always get it back. Next turn we will have a second Metagross. So next turn, we have a Choice Band, and we'll just Sycamore again, and we can get, hopefully, some more energy. Trying to think of the best option here. Problem is, we would need two Psychic to be able to discard them. I guess attaching that metal in this case was not really substantial. And we see an N. That's not great for us because we actually had a decent hand. We were going to just Sycamore and we were going to have another Metagross going, so not terrible. I want to try to stall something in the active. Maybe I attack with Lele. I know that's desperate, but okay, great. So we get an energy. We'll Geotech one on. And actually, guys, I just realized, like, it's game, because what's gonna happen is they have their attack that you do. You do 50 times each prize that you've taken. They've taken 4. They're going to swing for 200. And our Lele is just dead in the water. So that is a real bummer. Right now we're hitting for 130. But that really doesn't mean anything. Rip. So we'll just energy drive and give them the well played. That But man, that Salazzle's just, it's too good. That's one I'm working on building. I need a tray to get some more Salazzles. But the Salazzle Ho-Oh deck, I mean, you see it with the Lurantis promo. Salazzle just on its own is good. It's got cheap energy requirements, and compared to fire, other fire Pokemon like Volcanion takes 3, Ho-Oh takes 4, Turtonator takes 3, and then you have Salazzle coming out with 2 energy, swinging for 110, which doesn't sound like a ton, but it's cheap. And then you can be swinging for 200, 250 with an attack that's not a GX attack. It's just a standard attack. You can just keep using it, and it's pretty freaking good if you ask me. So yeah, guys, so that was, like I said, our Metagross deck that we played IRL. I've been wanting to build it online for a little bit. Finally got the rest of the cards that I needed to do it online. So here's the list one more time for you guys to take a peek at. Try it out. As usual, I want to know, because Metagross does have a few variants, whether it's just straight Metagross, Metagross Delmise, Metagross Necrozma, or maybe more of a heavy Necrozma build like this one. I want to know which one you either play right now or the one you prefer, which one you think has the best matchups. Just hit us up in the comments, let us know. Another thing, guys, I mentioned at the beginning, setting up a schedule. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at J3T8LAK, looks like Jet Black is myself, and then at RightWingVGC is Erika. Those are in our about our channel section. It has both of those there, so you can follow us on Twitter. We put our updates out there of when videos come out, and whenever we set up this schedule and kind of get things more smooth as far as organizing the channel, we'll be putting out announcements on there. So hop on there, follow us, hit us up, say hey. We're just here to have fun. That is why we're here. So make sure you do that. Also, be sure to like and subscribe if you did like this. And if you're not already subscribed, nothing's stopping you. Just subscribe to us. Hit that notification button so you get our notifications when the videos come out. We're always doing tabletop matches and Ptcgo and deck profiles, just fun stuff like that for us. And occasional product opening. I know that Erika's got her premium Ho-Oh box going up soon. She got hers before me, so I'm kind of disappointed by that, but that's okay. We'll have better pulls than her. So yeah, just go check those out and spread the word to your friends, and we'll just keep pumping out the content for you guys. And as usual, I've been Jordan with the Deck Box, where we want to know what's in your box. We'll see you guys next time. Okay?